just to kind of be a central hub for all the people within that space who would like to make games a professional or a stronger component in their lives, really and truly.
Hey, what's up, you people? It's Joanna, aka Jojo. I'm super excited today because we are here with Glen Henry. Glen is the founder, project director of Spritewrench Studios, which is a micro game development studio based in Kingston, Jamaica. He is an experienced creative professional seeking to expand the way Jamaican explore and interact with digital media. His mission is to transform and influence the Caribbean cultural position with the stories. So with no further ado, Glen Henry. Hi, Glen.
Hi. Thank you for the wonderful intro.
Thank you. So you've been in the industry for many years. So you're working for a company full-time and as a community leader of the Jamaican Game Dev Society. Can you please tell us more on the game dev community in Jamaica? So how big it is, who are there students, are there professionals?
Okay. Well, the game industry in Jamaica, as far as I'm aware, is kind of nascent. It's still new. We have a bevy of people who, at one point in their life, would have been interested in game dev as a actual career path, but for one reason or another, they haven't fully pursued it. Either they've transitioned into traditional software development, or just kind of phased out. So we have a lot of aspiration, a lot of hobbyists. And one of the things that I've been trying to do with the Jamaica Game Dev Society, and no problem if you stumble over it, it does kind of not roll off the tongue really well, is that we're trying to find a community, kind of a lightning rod for people who are interested in this type of stuff. If you're an artist, or if you are a musician, or if you are interested in the marketing aspect, the community aspect, just to kind of be a central hub for all the people within that space who would like to make games a professional or a stronger component in their lives, really and truly.
Okay, I see. So how big is the society, the members, and
Okay, we kind of measure it by the Discord numbers, because we have a website and we have a Discord, because we are still kind of this non-formal green grassroots setup. We have about call it a little bit under 200 members right now. Active, the more active people probably fluctuate between 5 to 15. Rough there. Those are the people who show up every day, say morning, share stuff. But we have about 200 members that exist right now. And the members themselves are not limited only to Jamaica. They're from all over the place. They're from the diaspora, meaning you have second generation Jamaican members in the group, or you have people who have migrated and they are still active, we are still in touch with their roots, and they're trying to kind of leverage that. And then we also have some members from the wider Caribbean. We have a couple of Trinidadian
as members well, by the loop as well.
Unfortunately, not yet. But
I'm on Discord, actually. I'm on the Discord channel.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, we have one from Guadeloupe as well.
You didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep track of everyone because not everyone uses the welcome board. Yeah. So I just see the counter pop up one at a time. So there are a lot of,
I'm going to tell you, actually today, yesterday or today, I've tweeted. I said, I now finally understand the Discord interface. Can you imagine until yesterday, I didn't understand. And I was actually on the Jamaican Game Dev Society. And I was like, how can I do that? Okay, so you got, and after all of a sudden, boop, oh, okay, it's like that. So I'm going to try to be more active and actually write and introduce myself as well.
Yes, I definitely appreciate that. Definitely. And yeah, Discord itself can be kind of daunting. And that's one of the things we're trying to do is just try to make it a little bit, the onboarding, getting you into the Discord a little bit more, less daunting, because it's hard to just jump into Discord and you see all these threads and you don't know where to talk or what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overwhelming.
Yes, very. It can be. So that's one of the things we're trying to do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. That's great. Thank you very much for that. So, what type of game tech? What are the preferred development platform and that are currently used by the game dev community in Jamaica?
Okay, so primarily what I'm seeing from the community is Unity and Unreal, which is kind of mirroring, wherever the whole Western side, really and truthfully, what their preference is. Personally, because I'm an old calcified developer, I use WebStack, so HTML5 and JavaScript. That's my preference, and then I package it as I need to for the deployment platform. But I wouldn't suggest that to a new developer because there are more powerful tools that make things a lot more easier for you in Unity and Unreal itself. And we have a lot of discussions within the Discord about, preferences and plugins and questions and stuff like that. So that's one of the things we try and encourage and so.
Oh, okay, cool. And what are the genre then? The genre?
I can't speak to any specific genres that stand out because everyone kind of has their own pet projects. As I mentioned, they're like hobbyists into aspirational developers. So you don't necessarily have people who are like targeting the market or anything in that way. But I myself love RPGs. So my games always have some form of RPG and narrative elements. Another developer who's pretty active, Graham Reed, he loves, I can't even specify the genre he loves because he's gone from mobile games to a space game currently. But he has this very unique aesthetic, minimalistic aesthetic that you kind of see it thread across all his projects. Another developer who's very technically savvy, his projects, he's very technically savvy, but he has a lot of narrative elements that he tries to bring up in his games. So it's a mixed bag. They're not narrowed down to a particular genre, but yeah.
Okay, that's interesting indeed. So as you said, it's a small community. It started. You are the genesis of the ecosystem there. Can you share currently the challenges, but as well the opportunities for the game development community and the game dev in Jamaica?
All right. So the main challenge that we've been finding, at least with the community itself, is that education gap. That there is, as I keep repeating, they're hobbies. There's no formal structure. There is an education track up to our CSEC level, which is at high school, in the high school. But there's no formal industry for those skills to necessarily, translate over to, at least not yet. So one of the things we want to do with the JGDS is kind of fill that gap. And to that end, we've had this series that we call the Crash Course series, where we've been networking and trying to invite global professionals, like from wherever, from the Netherlands, from the United States, from the UK, to come in and just basically present on a topic of their choosing, to kind of spark that interest, to kind of show that there's more to game dev than just coding, and to kind of just bridge that gap really and truthfully. So it's like, okay, I have this skill, I have this interest. What does this look like in a professional setting? So that's what we've been doing with the Crash Course series. That's the main way of us beginning to overcome that challenge. In terms of opportunities, well, I'm one of the biggest advocates for gaming in the Caribbean. I feel that it represents kind of an untapped creative market, really, because we have Jamaica and the Caribbean as a whole has a very strong brand, right? Like worldwide, they know where we are, they know what we're about, they like our style, like our vibe, right? And there must be a way to translate that into creative medium. Like when you carry that into music, we've done well. When you carry that into art, we've done well. There is an opportunity for us to tell our own stories within the creative, interactive media sense, right? And it is more so than just retelling our experiences in like just making a Caribbean themed game, right? There are ways of reinterpreting our experiences and putting it out there. Meaning, if you look at games such as Mario, there's nothing really uniquely Japanese about an Italian plumber stomping on Goombas, but Mario has gotten to a point where it's iconic Why can't we use our same experiences to shape our own stories and kind of mutate that? I think there's room to play there, and I think play is important.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, definitely. I think it is the same for the whole of the Caribbean, regardless of the language spoken. So it is we have all our stories, our tales that has been passed down with the car, with the drums, and this has to be definitely passed down. I don't know if you saw my interview to my fireside chat with one guy who just make a whole game in patois, in Creole. It's not even patois, in Creole. A whole game. And he was speaking in French, but it's subtitled.
I think I checked out a couple of them. I would have to double check because I'm not sure if I went through all of them completely. But that's an interesting game.
Yeah. So he built the game in Creole, and then is now translating it in English and French because we are French. So yeah, everything is being done, and he is a teacher. He's a Creole teacher and art teacher, and he play drum. He's in the a society of the drums. I don't know, how do you just say drums? You don't have another word in Jamaica for the drum? Okay, so with the African drums, and the dance is in all of that. So I'm going to send you actually the link for you to see what he's done. And yes, so he's based in St. Martin, and you can see, perhaps you would be able to do something together one day.
I'd appreciate that.
Because this is the goal of having that segment is for everybody in the Caribbean gaming industry to get together to start building games and building studios and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah. So do you have a last, I know we get into the end. So what would you like our viewers to take away?
That's a big question. What would I like our viewers to take away? I would like our viewers to consider games a little bit more than distraction, because I think that is, I'm not sure if it is a widespread Caribbean thing, but at least in Jamaica, kind of treat games as this distraction, as a frivolous thing. Like, it's not that important. Like, you don't need games, or once you reach a certain point in time, you put down the games and you're all about business. I feel that gaming itself is important. I feel like play itself is important, mostly because it's like this vehicle for interactive learning. It's a vehicle for de-stressing. It's a way of, building confidence, gaining that mastery. Because sometimes like life just gets really big and loud and hard. And that allows you to go forward and allows you to go back out into the world and do what you need to do. So that's how I use games in my personal life. That's how I have understood games when I sat back and looked at it through a critical lens, right? I would like people to consider games as something a little bit more important than just distraction. Right?
Okay, I understand. So do you have any media or local support at all?
There is a bit. There is an initiative called the Kingston Creative, which is been pretty much a proponent of supporting the orange economy, which is the creative economy, which is arts and stuff like that, which has been pushing creative media in different aspects. But outside of that, there isn't really that much attention. Like I said, there are changes, meaning we've gotten education tracks. We have other people, other advocates in different aspects of the community that are trying to push things forward. But currently, until somebody kind of does a breakout hit and say, becomes that exemplar, that hero, I don't think anybody's going to consider gaming seriously. So by accumulating that knowledge and by accumulating that network, by building up that community, we increase the likelihood of that person coming out. Yeah. That's what needs.
Yeah. That's thank you very much, Glen. I think we arrive at the end of our little discussion today. I thank you very much for your time and because you share with us about the Jamaican game development community here over there. And I really think that the viewers will be encouraged to reach out to you and to know how, they can help you. We can help you build this ecosystem as well. Definitely.
I appreciate that.
Thank you very much for your time. So viewers, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Joanna, aka Jojo. Bye.